So let's do a problem on forces involving in reciprocating parts. So using all the formulas we have derived so far in the previous derivation, we are going to do a problem. Okay, so the question reads: the crank pin circle radius of a horizontal engine is 300 mm. The mass of the reciprocating parts is 250 kg. When the crank has traveled 60 degrees from the inner dead center, the difference between the driving and the back pressure is 0.35 Newton per mm square. The connecting rod length between the centers is 1.2 meter and the cylinder bore is 0.5 meter. If the engine runs at 250 rpm and if the effect of the piston rod diameter is neglected, calculate pressure on the slide bars, thrust in the connecting rod, tangential force on the crank pin, and the turning moment on the crankshaft. Okay, so take some time and read the question again slowly, and now what we will do is we will now list down the given data. Okay, so let's have a look what are all the things given in the question. The radius of the crank pin circle is nothing but the radius of the crank. Okay, the circle traced by the crank is the crank pin circle, which is given as 30 mm and it is given as horizontal engine. So we don't have to add or subtract the weight of the parts in the FP formula. So that's why you have to look whether the engine is horizontal or vertical. It is horizontal engine, so the plus or minus WR will not come in the formula. So 300 mm, crank pin radius is 0.3 meter. Okay, so mass of the reciprocating parts mass of the reciprocating parts is 250 kilogram. Okay, and the crank has traveled 60 degree from IDC, so therefore theta equal to 60 degree. Next, what else is given? Difference between the driving and back pressure is 0.35 Newton per millimeter square. Okay, P1 minus P2, difference between the two pressures on both sides of the piston is 0.35 Newton per mm square, which is 0.35 into 10 power 6 Newton per meter square. Okay, connecting rod length is 1.2 meter. Okay, then cylinder bore dia is 0.5 meter, so capital D 0.5 meter, 500 mm, keep it as 0.5 meter itself. The engine runs at 250 rpm, so n is 250, so from that you calculate the 2 pi n by 60, 2 pi into 250 by 60, that is 26.2 rpm. So what are all the things that the questions that we have to find out? What are all the things to find out? Results to be found: pressure on the slide bars, Fn I have to calculate, the normal reaction force on the walls of the cylinder, thrust in the connecting rod, force acting along the length of the connecting rod, Fq, tangential force on the crank pin, Ft, turning moment on the crankshaft, torque. Okay, so all these four I have to find out. Let us solve one by one. So first, for doing any further calculation, first you have to do some fundamental prerequisite calculations, with which I can directly go for substituting into the formulas of all the quantities that we have to find out. Okay, so first prerequisite calculations. First of all, let us find out the piston effort, because piston effort is not asked in the question, but without finding piston effort you cannot find out Fn. I need to know Fp to find out Fq or Fn. Okay, so that if you look into the formula you will understand. So first let us find out the piston effort. The formula for piston effort for a horizontal engine: net load on the piston Fl plus or minus inertia force. So the plus or minus W will not come here because it will come only for a vertical engine, and friction forces are not given in the question. Therefore the formula becomes smaller, the last two components vanishes, and the formula is Fp equal to Fl plus or minus Fi. Okay, so first we have to find out Fl. So Fl equal to P1 minus P2 into A, pressure into area. Okay, so P1 minus P2 is directly given to you in the question. The difference in pressure P1 minus P2 is directly given as 0.35. So that P1 minus P2 is 0.35. You don't have to subtract anything. The difference in pressure is directly given. Okay, so that just directly substitute the values: 0.35 into 10 power 6 Newton per meter square multiplied by area of the cylinder. Okay, so pressure 0.35 megapascal pressure is acting across a cross sectional area of pi by 4 d square. Diameter of the cylinder is given as 0.5, so therefore pi by 4 into 0.5 square, which gives me 68,730 Newton is the load on the piston due to the steam pressure or fuel pressure. Okay, so this is my P1 minus P2, and this is my cross sectional area of the cylinder, pi by 4 into d square. So pressure into area, 68,730 Newton. Okay, so FL is over. Next is the Fi. So for finding Fi, I will need the value of N, obliquity ratio. In the formula of acceleration, if you see, you will have the N in the denominator. Therefore, you calculate the L first. What is the length of the connecting rod? 1.2. Radius of the crank is 0.3. Therefore, L by R is 1.5 by 1.2 by 0.3 is 4. N is equal to 4. Let's move on. Inertia of force equal to mass into acceleration, mass of the reciprocating parts into acceleration of the reciprocating parts. Okay, the formula is this is your age-old acceleration formula that we have already derived in the previous derivation itself. So this is your acceleration formula multiplied by mass of the reciprocating parts. Okay, so substitute all the values you have. So mass of the reciprocating parts is 250 kilogram. It's directly given in the question. Okay, 250 kilogram is the mass of the reciprocating parts. Omega is 26.2 square omega square. Okay, radius of the crank is 0.3. So cos theta is 60 degree. Cos theta plus cos 2 theta divided by 4. 4 is N. Okay, so if I solve this, I'm going to get 19,306 Newton. Please use your calculator and try this out. Don't just write the answer. You do this calculation and check whether you are getting this answer. Okay, so some of you might make a mistake here. And using cos 120 degree, instead of 120, you might put this 2 outside the bracket, or cos 60 into 2. All sort of mistakes will happen, and that can be eliminated only if you try the calculation yourself. Don't just see and write. You can use this video for reference, but still you have to try it with a calculator. Okay, so check whether you are getting 19,306 Newton for inertia force. Okay, so next. So since theta equal to 60 degree, the piston is in acceleration phase. I already told you in the previous derivation video that when your piston, let us say you have a engine cylinder like this, and this is your crankcase. Okay, your piston starts traveling from top dead center or inner dead center. Okay, and then so for the motion, initial motion during power stroke, from the top to bottom, what is the theta of the crank? So theta, from the topmost position, theta will be 0. The bottommost, when the piston reaches the bottom dead center or the outer dead center, the crank angle will be 180 degree. So for this half of the cycle, and then during the return stroke, it will be 180 to 360. I am going to divide this into 4 quadrants. Okay, for movement of the piston, for the movement of the piston from right to left to right, for beginning from theta equal to 0 to 90 degree, your piston will, let us plot the velocity along this axis. Instantaneous velocity of the piston. Y axis is velocity, x axis is crank angle. Okay, so starting from 0 degree of theta, initially the piston was at rest. Now the fuel pressure has come, so the piston starts traveling and it gains velocity slowly and reaches a maximum velocity for at the midpoint, mid height, mid span of the cylinder length, where theta will be 90 degree. Okay, so from a value of crank angle theta equal to 0 degree to 90 degree, your piston will accelerate, and remaining portion, the piston should come to rest here, right? You understand, piston will stop here no matter what, because then only it can come back. So therefore your velocity will come down. This variation of velocity may be linear, non-linear, cubical, quadratic, whatever may be the shape of this curve. The thing is, it will be maximum at theta equal to 90. So it starts from 0, reaches a maximum, and then again reaches a 0. Similarly, return stroke, it will be like this. Okay, so what do you understand from this? If your theta value falls between 0 to 90, your piston is accelerating, and if it is between 90 to 180, your piston is decelerating. Similarly, in the return stroke, 180 to 270 acceleration, 270 to 360 deceleration. Okay, so therefore now you come here and look at your theta value 60, which is between 0 and 90. Therefore my piston is accelerating somewhere here. So it is going towards a maximum. Maximum is at 90. So my value is for 60. It keeps increasing. The value of piston velocity keeps increasing. Therefore, why am I telling you all this? If your piston is in acceleration mode, then inertia will try to slow you down. Therefore, you put a minus symbol for the inertia force. That is very important. You have to remember that. Okay. So, since theta equal to 60 degree, piston is in acceleration phase, and hence inertia will retard the piston. Inertia will try to slow down the piston. Hence, net load on the piston FL minus inertia force. In case you have a theta of greater than 90, less than 180, let us say 120 or 150, you have to add the inertia force to the net load on the piston to get the answer of FP. I think you understand what I am telling. Okay. So therefore, you already calculated the value of FL. What is the value of FL? If you see above, this is the value of FL. 68,730 is FL. You have calculated earlier. Similarly, the value of FI equal to 19,306. So I am going to subtract this from this to get the value of piston effort. Okay. So piston effort FP equal to 68,730 minus 19,306, which is 49,424 Newton or 49.424 kilonewton is the piston effort, and this is not asked in the question. Without finding this, you cannot find the answers that you want to find for this particular problem. This is a prerequisite calculation. Okay, so find FP, then only you can proceed with the problem for all this sort of problems, all this type of problems. So what we have found out, piston effort FP equal to 49.424 kilonewton. Let us move on. So I am going to take on the first question, pressure on the slide bars. Okay, so I know that pressure on the slide bars or guideways, the formula Fn, normal reaction Fn equal to Fq sin phi, or again Fq is also equal to Fp by cos phi. Okay, the formula for Fq is Fp by cos phi. This is also known. Okay, Fp by cos phi into sin phi, right? Fp is known to me. All I have to do is I have to find out the value of this phi. Then I can combine these two and write Fp tan phi. This formula is already there. You know this formula. Okay, Fn, F normal reaction is equal to Fp tan phi. I know the value of Fp. If I find out the value of phi, then I can solve this. Okay, Fp equal to 49.24. So to find the value of phi, I am going to use this relationship that we have already used in the derivation. Correct. Sin phi equal to sin theta by n. Okay. So sin 60 by 4, 0.2165, do a sin inverse, you will get the value of phi. So phi equal to sin inverse of 0.2165, that is 12.5 degree. You can directly calculate. Since you have the value of theta and n, sin theta by n, calculate, do a sin inverse to get the value of phi. Now substitute the value of phi into this first equation which you have, right? Now you have the value of Fp, also the value of phi is known to you. Directly calculate the value of Fn. Fn equal to Fp tan phi. So Fp is 49.424 kilonewton. Tan of phi is 12.5 degree, which gives me 10.96 kilonewton. Therefore, Fn is equal to 10.96 kilonewton. So that's the first subdivision of the problem is over. Let's move on to the second subdivision. Thrust on the connecting rod, which is Fq. Okay. So right here, I forgot to write here, which is Fq, capital Q. Don't write small q, capital Q. Okay, Fq. Thrust on the connecting rod Fq is equal to Fp by cos phi. So phi is also known, Fp is also known. You can directly calculate. Fp is 49.424 kilonewton. Don't forget the kilonewton. There is a 10 power 3 hidden there. Phi is 12.5 degree. Do a direct calculation. Fq is equal to 49.424 divided by cos 12.5, which is 50.62 kilonewton. So that's it. It's a direct calculation. It's over. Okay. So next subdivision. So therefore Fq is equal to 50.62 kilonewton. Next subdivision. Tangential force on the crank pin. What is the tangential force? What is the symbol of this? Tangential force on the crank pin. It is Ft. Okay, don't forget this. Tangential force on the crank pin. Tangential force on the crank pin Ft is equal to Fq into sin theta plus phi. There are many intermediate formulas for Ft. This is a very simple formula. You can directly use it because you know both theta and phi. Fq is also known. Directly put everything into this formula. Okay. So Fq is 50.62. You have just now calculated above. Okay. So you have just calculated here that Fq is equal to 50.62. Bring that here. I am just rewrite. You don't have to write it again. Just to tell you that this is written here, I have listed it here. You should not think that it has come from somewhere. You have calculated already. FQ is equal to 50.62. Okay. So next, what else is there in the formula? Theta. Theta is 60 degree. Phi is 12.5 degree. I know these things already. Correct. So therefore, what I have once put everything into the formula. Tangential force on the crank pin Ft is equal to 50.62 into sine of within bracket 60 plus 12.5. You in calculator you have to type 72.5. Okay. Sine of 72.5. So that is 48.28 kilonewton. Therefore, Ft is equal to 48.28 kilonewton. So now we are going to the last portion of the problem. Turning moment on the crankshaft or torque on the crankshaft represented by the symbol T. Okay. Turning moment and torque are same. Both are same. Okay. So turning moment on the crankshaft T is equal to Ft into R. So since you know Ft, it's very simple to find torque. Just multiply it with the radius. Ft is 48.28. In the last slide just now you have calculated Ft is 48.28 and radius of the crank pin is 0.3. Just multiply them. 48.28 kilo. Don't forget the kilonewton. Okay. Into 0.3. 14.484 kilonewton meter. Don't forget the unit of torque. Unit of torque is Newton meter. Since this is in kilonewton, it is kilonewton meter. Okay. So therefore, turning moment or torque on the crankshaft is 14.484 kilonewton meter. So that completes the problem. Let's review the results that we have calculated. Fn is equal to 10.96. What is Fn? Thrust on the side bars or guideways of the cylinder wall. Thrust in the connecting rod. Force acting along the length of the connecting rod is 50.62 kilonewton. Crank pin effort or Ft is 48.28 kilonewton. And turning moment or torque on the crankshaft is 14.484 kilonewton meter. Okay. So that's the end of the problem. This problem is taken from your Kurmi textbook. Example problem 15.7.